support of the KBLA Talk 1580 delegation, we were able to donate 545 pounds of coats and blankets to the LA mission this winter season.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The LA mission expressed its deep gratitude for our gift all over social media, but we wish to thank them and all the other service providers who look out daily for the less fortunate in our community, finding our happy by being helpful.
Hallelujah.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, where we do more than just talk.
Somebody's been praying for me.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn!
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Hi there, my name is Thais Gibson, and I am the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a lot about reparenting. We're going to go through what reparenting is, some high-level ways to actually work on reparenting yourself, and a whole bunch of sort of breakthrough ideas and concepts around reparenting, as well as the connection between reparenting and the different styles of parenting that take place. So there are different parenting styles that we are exposed to in childhood. And I just want you to be able to recognize which your parents were and how to work through some of the behavioral output that comes with being parented by a specific style. So we'll touch a little bit on that. Before I start, I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing and for being a part of this community and channel. It is always a friggin' blessing and honor to connect and teach and share this content. It's like my heart's passion. So really grateful to be doing this every day. And you know, everybody here makes it possible. So keep in mind too, if you haven't already subscribed, and we'll be doing a lot of live streams in the new year. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that will help you be like, you'll be let know through your YouTube channel when I'm doing a live stream, so you can hop on there and you can ask questions live and do all that stuff as well if you're interested in doing that. Also, last thing I have to tell you really quickly before I give you all this content is there is an amazing sale going on right now inside of the Personal Development School. We're not going to do sales like this again for a while. It's because it's Boxing Week, so we basically discounted membership. Yeah, and also last thing I'll say is we are also doing advanced attachment style courses coming out in January, and this month we have just launched our codependency and enmeshment course, our reparenting course, which is sort of related to this video, and it goes really in depth on a whole bunch of different reparenting tools, processes, and in depth around the behaviors linked between attachment styles and different like parenting types. And we've also just launched our depression, trauma, thought, and sadness course, how to transform this, how to reprogram these patterns. So yeah, so check them out. These are our 13th, 14th, and 15th courses inside of the school, along with, I think we've done something like 21 webinars. So there's a tremendous amount of content. So what is reparenting? Okay, so reparenting, I know a lot of you guys have heard about like reparenting from the internet probably, or maybe this is your first time in this concept. Reparenting, like the actual term, is historically a psychotherapy reference, a therapeutic technique, and it refers to the therapist essentially taking on the role of the primary attachment figure by basically playing this like authoritative role and helping basically teach and soothe and connect and work a client through different stages so that they can sort of grow into and develop the life skills and get their needs met that they weren't able to meet through their childhood attachment figures. So it's a really interesting tool, and I want to take like a whole different stance on this today, because yes, that is one way of reparenting for sure, but we can reparent ourselves. And one of the most profound and important things you can do for your own healing process and journey is learn that wherever you had a parent who wasn't able to meet your need, you can become that parent. We grow up, we become adults, truly, and we grow into ourselves and our capacity and potential, and we start fulfilling this potential. It's so funny because so many people say like, oh, you have so much potential but you're not fulfilling it, or I've heard that term so many times directed at different friends, family members, people that I know from the past. Clients tell me all the time that people tell them that all these different things sort of happen, and this is almost always because we are stunted in our growth in one or more of the 7 areas of life, because we have these unmet needs, and wherever we have deeply unmet needs, it's almost as if our psyche.
I love Thais Gibson's work, and she said something that was very profound. Reparenting, and I have the definition, I just failed to read it. Reparenting is, like she said, a psychotherapeutic tactic or procedure or technique where the therapist takes the role of a parental figure, right? An authoritative, an authority figure in the session, right? Now, she also said that you can reparent yourself. Now, this goes back to me introducing many people, and I'm not saying everybody who listens to this show didn't know about Krishnamurti. Many people do know about Krishnamurti, but many other people were introduced to the work of Krishnamurti. And the core of his work is psychological conditioning, right? Is a type of prison, right? And the way to break free of it is to enroll yourself in the University of Self-Awareness, self-knowledge. He believed that self-knowledge has no ending, right? That was Krishnamurti's core teaching. His thing was to set men unconditionally free. In other words, conditions and how you were raised, the conditioning that you were raised under is a type of prison, right? In order to be your true self, you must be free of that. Now, reparenting, really interesting way that it's being defined here. You get to go back in and tell your inner child, right? Whatever happened to you is not your fault, right? More importantly, whatever happened to you is not your identity. More importantly, do you see? Your parents were flawed, but not flawed in a negative sense, but flawed in the sense that they were a work in progress, right? With the access to whatever toolbox they had at that time. Doesn't mean they didn't care, really. Maybe they didn't have the capacity to care. And oftentimes, we like to bottom line things, right? Bottom line, I didn't get what I wanted. Well, if you don't learn this practice of reparenting, what tends to happen is the wounds, the psychological damage, the emotional damage, the dysfunction you modeled, you carry it into your adult relationships. And these wounds get elevated to a position of leadership in your psyche, in your spirit. They get to inform your relationship expectations. And that is what we're trying to avoid. Expecting romantic partners to fulfill parental wounds often results in dynamics characterized by resentment and emotional exhaustion. Partners thrust into reparenting roles may experience burnout, struggling to meet the constant demand for validation and nurturance. Dr. Ramani highlights how this pattern can devolve into controlling or manipulative behaviors, particularly when individuals with narcissistic traits weaponize their unmet needs. Now, fine line, thin line, right? Sometimes you got to show up. And just because you're asked to show up does not mean you're being attacked. Did you hear what I said? Sometimes you got to show up. And just because you're being asked to show up does not mean you're being attacked. I think that goes both ways there, right? The romanticization, that was a tongue twister, of healing relationships perpetuated by cultural and media narratives often glamorizes the idea that love can fix deeply embedded childhood wounds. However, as Eric Fromm asserts in The Art of Living, genuine love arises from a state of independence, not dependency. Relationships rooted in the expectations of reparenting erode the foundation of mutual respect, reducing partners to roles of emotional caretakers rather than equals. Krishnamurti challenges individuals to free themselves from the psychological structure of society, emphasizing the importance of inner transformation. Self-reparenting embodies this principle, shifting the responsibility of emotional healing inward. Practices rooted in mindfulness, such as those advocated by Thich Nhat Hanh, encourage individuals to observe their pain with compassion and detachment, right? Allowing for authentic healing. Radical self-responsibility reframes the narrative of relational expectations, empowering individuals to meet their own emotional needs. This approach aligns with Marshall B. Rosenberg's principle of nonviolent communication, which stresses the clarity and accountability necessary in expressing those needs. By articulating desires without implicit demands, individuals can foster healthy and more authentic connections, right? While self-parenting serves as the cornerstone of healing, relationships can offer a supportive environment for growth, right? People want to grow, right? I want to grow. I want to feel safe in the environment so I can, right? Secure partnerships function as spaces where individuals practice vulnerability and emotional regulation without reliance on their partners for reparenting. Dr. Nicole LaPerla suggests that such dynamics encourage co-regulation rather than dependency. Now, a lot of people disagree with Dr. Perla here, Nicole LaPerla. A lot of people disagree with her. Again, co-regulation is what parents do with children, right? And at the end of the day, I don't think our partners should have the responsibility that a parent would have in an intimate connection. It's good to co-regulate with a child. You hurt your knee, it's okay. Let me clean that off for you. Mwah. It's okay, baby. You're going to be all right. That's just a little scratch. Come on. I got you. That's co-regulation. That's parent to child. Because we didn't get it as children, if we didn't get it as children, then the ideation becomes what? My partner should, you got a boo-boo, in an adult way, right? No, one has to learn how to do that themselves, especially if we tout this concept that we're supposed to come into the relationship whole. Because people are saying that now. I want to come in whole. And let me hit you with this piece too, back to Nzinga. People are conflating safety with acceptance. People want to be themselves in the relationship, but there's a deep fear of being oneself in relationships. Why? Because not only is your inner child being judged by your adult inner judge and by your parental internal judge, those three judges are living inside your spirit. So people really would love to be themselves, but there's this inherent fear that they will be rejected. They won't be accepted. So this new movement is we have to create a safe space. No, we have to learn how to accept ourselves so that we may understand what it means to accept another. So safety is it safe for me to be myself? Okay, I get to be myself. No. If you accept yourself, right, you're going to be yourself wherever you go, whether someone else accepts you or not, whether you think it's a safe space or not, you're going to be yourself. If you learn how to do that, when you accept yourself, you can go anywhere and be safe and be cool. It don't even matter who's there. You're not even worried about who's judging. You're not even worried about who's looking you up and down. You're not even worried about anything. You're going to be all right when you learn to accept yourself. See, you need a safe space when it's not safe internally. I know people don't want to hear it put that way. Because whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove. As a man thinketh, so is he. If you are internally unsafe, you're going to see unsafe spaces wherever you go. That's how your central nervous system works. That's what confirmation bias is. As a man thinketh, so is he. You're going to see what you are. And when you're unsafe inside, you're going to see unsafety everywhere. Do you understand? Straight paranoia, spiritual paranoia. Well, I can't be myself here. It's not safe. You're not safe. You're dangerous to yourself. Listen, you better love that little baby inside you. The baby that was initially hurt. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Listen, when I come forward, we got a whole lineup of callers. We're going to get them in here, and we're going to cook with the hottest grease. When I come forward, the voice of reason shall continue this most powerful discussion.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that 3 out of 4 adults in the United States have a high risk factor for severe COVID-19. And black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Me, can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the soap, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you. Stuck on your phone or you're stuck in your zone. And you don't ever cook, but I don't wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up. Lately I've been a little fed up. Wish you would just focus on me. Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Me, can you focus on me?
What kind of childhood did you have? Oftentimes, when you talk about having a bad or abusive childhood, people will associate it with physical abuse, the kind that leaves marks and bruises. But what about the kind that leaves invisible scars? Childhood emotional neglect is a type of abuse where the child is ignored, not taken seriously, told their feelings don't matter, and treated like they're not even there. This can be a difficult and devastating experience, and it can affect the way you see yourself and others, ruin your relationships, and even impact your emotional and physical health. To learn more about this, here are 5 signs you've been emotionally neglected in childhood. Number 1, you have trouble understanding your emotions. If your feelings were ignored as a child, you never would have learned how to feel and express them in a healthy way. Instead of talking and supporting you, your parents may have ignored you or told you that it's not a big deal. As a result, you may now find it hard to recognize the emotions you feel, let alone express them to others. A research article from 2013 even found that early emotional neglect in childhood played a role in developing alexithymia, which is when you experience difficulties in identifying, decoding, and communicating your own emotional state. After all, if you have difficulty understanding your own emotions, then you'll have a harder time coping and overcoming them as well. Number 2, you avoid social situations. The home you grew up in becomes the baseline for the types of relationships you form. In childhood, the time spent with your parents is the time when you learn how to converse, express your emotions and opinions, and have fun with others. So if you experienced neglect, your opportunity to learn how to socialize became neglected as well. A 2019 study showed that growing up without a sensitive and responsive caregiver who provides emotional support and security has negative effects on social functioning. This means, as an adult, you may have become afraid of people and will try your best to avoid social gatherings in general. Maybe you feel like you don't know what to do or say.
Man, she's dropping absolute fire. I can go to sleep to that wisdom. Will I remember any of it? I don't think so. However, she was fired. I think that video clip is what, Psych to Go? Yeah, that was good stuff. The boundaries, man, between relational support and reparenting often blurs, particularly in the presence of unresolved trauma. Trauma bonds as explored by Patrick Carnes. complicate this distinction by creating cycles of dependency and control. Navigating these dynamics requires both partners to commit to self-awareness and healing, recognizing the limitations of their roles in addressing each other's childhood wounds. In other words, it ain't your business. Listen, we've got callers on the line. You know, I'm ready to talk to y'all. Are y'all ready to get down? Are you ready to reparent your own inner child so you can be whole in intimate relationships? Let's see. John, Pastor John, Mountain View, Hawaii. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Greetings and blessings, chat. Greetings and blessings to all around this world who are suffering or going through some kind of pain that you don't understand God's hand in it. I'm going to choose violence tonight.
Well, go ahead. Let's go.
One, I'm sorry. Parenting was a very hard task for me when I had to bring up two girls into this world, and the only thing I really wanted them for them to say about me was, he did the best that he could, and he blessed me, and I still love him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that again to my mama, who, again, was the same one who told me, if I find out you won, I'll kill you, but also allowed me to be able to talk in the tone and the spirit that I doggone speak in right now because she allowed me to dream.
Come on.
Wow, say.
Uh-huh.
So, again, let us not point this finger at the parents as if they are wrong for what they did, because if you even survived what they went through, raising you as the whips in progress or the works in progress that they were, and you're still a work in progress, knowing that you ain't mastered absolutely nothing.
My. Yes. Come on, keep preaching, brother.
Let's pause for a moment and let's understand something as simple as adaptability.
Keep going, Pastor John.
I love all of you, but I need for you to be better about adapting to the very simple fact. You want to live this life, enjoy.
Wait, Pastor John. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere because you're cooking right now. I want you to come back with that same energy. Can I get a praise break before we move? Pastor John, when we come forward, we coming right back to you because I want you to keep that energy, brother. Let's do it.
Lazy and broke. No, we get this money, so I guess I can't complain. But I feel alone even when we're alone. And that don't cost a thing, but I don't wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up. Lately I've been a little fed up, yeah. I wish you would just focus on me. Can you focus on me? Oh, yeah. Baby, can you focus on me?
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Nearly 400,000 people in Southern California are facing evacuations as uncontained wildfires kill at least 5 and destroy thousands of structures. Officials warn the death toll may rise with further searches. Investigators are revealing the New Year's Day attacker in New Orleans built 2 bombs with RDX, a powerful explosive, but they failed to detonate. The attacker killed 14 and injured over 30 by driving a truck into a Bourbon Street crowd before being killed in a shootout that injured 2 officers. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who's facing federal corruption charges, delivered his State of the City address highlighting safety improvements, affordability efforts, and proposed tax cuts for low-income residents. And the state funeral for former President Carter concluded with speeches from President Biden, Carter's grandson, and Stephen Ford. Carter, who passed away at 100, will be buried in Plains, Georgia beside his wife. All 5 living presidents attended. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
To our beloved greater Los Angeles community affected by the devastating wildfires, we stand with you. From all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, our hearts go out to those who've lost loved ones, homes, businesses, belongings, and precious memories. In these challenging times, we're here to keep you informed and connected. For the latest updates, resources, and ways to help your neighbors in need, stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580. Together, we'll rebuild. Together, we'll recover. Together, we are Los Angeles strong. KBLA Talk 1580. Your voice, your community, your station.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail, and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail, because freedom should be free. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Taxes was waiting around for your taxes to be done, which led to worrying about not getting any money back. Now Taxes is matching with a TurboTax expert who can do your taxes in a day to get you up to $4,000 fast with a refund advance loan. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Expert filing only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Refund advance has $0 loan fees and 0% APR. Refund advance loans may be issued by First Century Bank, N.A. or Web Bank. Terms apply. Subject to approval.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk Radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I've been acting different, yeah. Funny how I finally flipped the script on ya. When you the one who's double dipping, yeah. You so sloppy how I caught you slipping, You're off the lease, run me my keys. No more popping up the hitty, yeah. I ain't even got the miles to trip on, yeah. No phone, who is this? Brand new, like the whip, rack it up, no assist. Hey bitch, I ain't average. Wake up, need a zip. Hennessy, take a sip. Look at my jeans, I'm too thick. I ain't got no room for extra baggage. Don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. Don't leave no pieces. You need to hurry and pick up your...
My name is Sam Buckner. I'm the author of Malignant Self-Love, Narcissism Revisited. No one knows whether therapy works in the long term when narcissists are concerned. What is known is that therapists find narcissists repulsive, overbearing, and unnerving. It is also known that narcissists try to co-opt, idolize, intimidate, or humiliate their therapists. They regard the therapeutic session as a competition, mind game, or a power play. But what if a narcissist really wants to improve? Even if complete healing is out of the question, behavior modification is a distinct possibility. To a narcissist, I would recommend a functional approach with the following stages. First of all, know and accept yourself. This is who you are. You have good traits and bad traits, and you are a narcissist. These are the facts. Narcissism is an adaptive mechanism. It is dysfunctional now, but once, when you were a child, it saved you from a lot more dysfunction, or even non-function. Make a list. What does it mean to be a narcissist in your specific case? What are your typical behavior patterns? Which types of conduct do you find to be counterproductive, irritating, self-defeating, or self-destructive? And which types of behavior are actually productive, constructive, and should be enhanced and encouraged despite their pathological origin? And so once you've constructed these lists, decide to suppress the first type of behaviors and to promote the second type, the constructive ones. So build a list, compile a list of self-punishments, negative feedback, and negative reinforcements. Impose these upon yourself when you have behaved badly. Make a list of prizes, little indulgences, positive feedbacks, and positive reinforcements, and use these to reward yourself when you have adopted a behavior of the second kind, a constructive attitude, a behavior that promoted your interests. Keep doing this with the express intent of conditioning yourself. In other words, keep rewarding yourself for.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR is back in the building live from Leimert Park. On KBLA Talk 1580, the voice of reason is on complete fire tonight. We got callers from all over the country. We want to get them in here in rapid succession. John, Mountain View, Hawaii, you were on complete fire, a straight burner. I want you to keep that same energy and continue your sermon, good brother.
Blessings to the congregation once again.
Yes, yes.
But at the same time, aren't we all looking for peace and joy in this life?
Mm-hmm.
How do you successfully get it?
You want me to answer?
Back to your yesterday's show, ultimatums and boundaries.
Yes, sir.
I laid the foundation of the boundary that Christ gave all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I give you life and death.
Mm.
Choose life.
Mm-hmm.
So which one was the boundary and which one was the ultimatum? If you can't find your adaptability in this life, that means you're not fighting hard enough for yourself.
Here we go. Come on. I see you.
If the life you want to live and you want that inner being to go along with you, be patient with that inner being. With joy, introduce yourself to that inner being.
Come on.
If that inner being comes to you hesitantly, give it time.
My. Yes.
If that inner being runs from you, don't run after it.
Uh-huh.
Wait until it comes back.
Don't chase it.
If that inner being looks at you with hesitation, you open up your arms.
Yes.
If that inner being comes within your presence, give him the most gentle and grateful and gracious embrace.
Mm-hmm.
If that child shows you tears, stand fast.
Come on.
If that child looks up at you and says, I remember you, smile back.
My. I love it. Hey.
The mission begins here. Let's go.
Man, guess what you just did, John? Pastor John, man.
Let the lava flow. Mountain View's in the building.
Mountain View is in the building. 2025 is on complete fire right now. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine. All you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. Pastor John is on complete fire. But we got more callers. Let's go back to South Central Los Angeles. We need to hear the voice of LA tonight. Hey, who is this? JW. Hey, JW, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey. So how you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm blessed and highly favored, spotting myself laying next to my mother in her bed.
Mm-hmm.
And, I heard what the brother said. And, the thoughts that's rolling through my mind is like, just in order for one to reteach or be an adult to oneself and grow up, it's like a process. Mm-hmm. And that word implies time. And we have to give ourselves that precious time.
Mm-hmm.
And acceptance. Once we learn, when we see who we are from that childhood or from whatever, I always use that term dysfunction, how most human beings or humanity in general are dysfunctional. We have to accept that aspect of who we are and move and progress forward. Mm-hmm. And with that process of moving forward is the growth process. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing I wanted to share with our community is the hope and the reality of we have to accept ourselves moving through the process.
Right.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Wait, let me say this, J-Dub, real quick. You guys safe out there, right? You good, right?
I beg your pardon?
I said you safe out there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I want you to stay safe, man, because it's crazy times out here in LA, man. So please stay safe. And guess what you just did?
I brought LA South Central into the building.
Thank you, good brother. Hey, South Central LA is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. Hey, Pasadena, Altadena, man, get on your cell phone. If you've been displaced and you want to talk about it, call me tonight. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
My mother faced the same challenges that I had growing up. She was smoking, so I started smoking too. My mom got sick. Seeing her on a breathing machine, I had to open my eyes. Do I want to be another product of my environment or help change the world?
Keenan ended the cycle of nicotine addiction in his family. You can too. For free support, text KICK Nicotine to 66819 today.
So this new dose is, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you were raised by a narcissist, very often you suffer many effects as an adult. It almost never feels like it quite goes away. But there's something you can do, and it's called reparenting. Listen to what Dr. Robin Bryman has to say about how to reparent yourself. It's good stuff.
So one thing I do recommend, I always talk about partnering with yourself, but people sometimes have a hard time understanding that. So I say, be your own best mommy, or be your own best daddy, and talk to yourself, let's say your inner child, talk to this inner child like you would being your ideal parent. Be kind, supportive, calm, and help yourself cope, right? And take your mommy and daddy with you wherever you go. You're the adult now, and you have to take care of your own needs, and you can do it.
Wow, that was interesting. You got to love your inner child the same way you love your outer child, your actual seed, right? Sometimes we reserve, or we try to anyway, to give our kids the best love we can. But you can't do that unless you love yourself. That inner child must be loved on too. It's important. We got our final caller of the night. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. Come on in, nephew.
Hey,
man,
what up, Aunt?
Man, I'm chilling, man. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, definitely had me thinking. It was scratching my little cranium region and all of that, trying to figure out what I used to do, what I still might be bound to do. You know, just the whole of it. And one of the things that came to my mind, just looking back, is like, from a parenting standpoint, like when I came up, feel like mid-teenage years especially, moving around was a big thing for me as far as an impact. And I don't even know, it wasn't even an outright blaming thing as far as now that I think about it. But internally, I feel like, man, having parents, or even to that effect, having a split household make us move and so forth, it seeded this whole distrust of the permanence of any relationships, whether it's friends and thanks, or emotionally or so-called romantically and all of that. So all of that like compounded with like maybe beyond my own knowledge, like dealing with, I mean, my folk was still married, but next thing you know, I'm going from one state to the next. Never mind how I feel, what I think and all of that. So deep down inside, I don't think I even expected anyone to, quote unquote, give me the safety of permanence at the time. But I feel like having that inside of my heart, especially at a young age or without more experience and wisdom, that was my standing point, or like my building block as far as like why I'm not about to entertain the idea of being in a relationship. Not gonna have friends, not gonna get intimate with nobody in that sense. And it's just interesting because I think I didn't even give someone the opportunity to let me down. You feel what I'm saying? So there was that. And throughout time, of course, like growing up and moving back to the same state that I ended up leaving from, like still with a broken home, this, that, and the third, like in a wild way, once I internally, well, again, just speaking to the now, but like seeing how inside maybe, because I was with my mom, you know what I'm saying, more than anything, and not having the dad in the household at the time, I think that made me more willing to be the quote-unquote daddy in my intimate relationships.
Ooh, come on,
you feel me? So like,
yes.
Then maybe that's why, again, it's all love with anyone I've been with, whoever may still be going through the quote-unquote daddy issues thing. But now I look at it like, no wonder, and it's an epidemic in terms of our culture that's been robbed from us and all of that, but a lot of people got daddy issues. So at those times, you know, maybe I'm overcompensating, like maybe I'm expecting you to need me to really be here or to not leave you. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to fill that gap in an interwoven way. And maybe in that same breath, like I needed someone to care for. I needed someone that I could prove that a man doesn't have to leave the home. You know, those type of things are coming to mind. But I'm grateful that, you know, to an extent, I can definitely more confidently say I've grown from my younger years and so forth. But what the lady was just speaking to in that clip in terms of speaking to yourself, like having those heart-to-heart moments and all of that, like self-soothing to that extent of where it's healthy, like being willing to use your imagination for the good, but starting with you, I just believe like that's a really good really good move. And lastly, on some subtle spice, I think it's cool to to want your partner to do what your parents can't do in a certain light. Because, you know, I'm still a mama's boy. But, like, I love that nurturing thing. So it's like, to an extent, like, I'm going to need you to come with, as a lady, like, that type of energy, because not only are you serving me, you know, you are also going to be the mother of our legacy. You feel me? So I'm looking at it through that lens is like, maybe that's why I'm also checking for your parenting skills, whether we have children or not.
Man, let me just say
Love.
this, brother. You know I love you. You my nephew.
I love
You
you
know
more.
you done stepped up to the plate. Come on, Ken Spiffy Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knocked it out
multiple
the park.
sports. Let's get to it. Thank you.
Hey, man, you brought your city in the building, Atlanta, Georgia, man. That was fire. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, don't be afraid, man, to look at this thing from a spiritual framework as well. Now, spiritual insights offer into this process of self-reparenting, right? It offers a lot, right? Like if you were to read some of Rumi's work, Rumi's poetry speaks to the journey of returning to the self, urging individuals to not seek love, but to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. This inward focus mirrors the teachings of Rahamana Maharishi, right? Who emphasizes self-inquiry as a path to transcend suffering. From a metaphysical perspective, David Hawkins asserts that true healing arises from higher states of consciousness, where love replaces fear. Self-reparenting, when approached as a spiritual practice, allows individuals to transcend the limitations of their conditioning and embrace their inherent wholeness. Now, Krishnamurti has a different take. Listen to how Krishnamurti was just blunt. He says it this way: you must know yourself, right? Listen, let me do it right. You must know for yourself directly the truth of yourself, and you cannot realize it through another. However great, there is no authority that can reveal it. So he's saying your partner, your psychologist, your psychiatrist, your professor, your mama, your dad, nobody can reveal the truth of you to you. You are the truth of you. Now, you can take on what they think about you, what they say about you, and integrate that into you, but that's not really you. You must know for yourself directly the truth of yourself, and you cannot realize it through another, however great. There is no authority that can reveal it. J. Krishnamurti. Hey, I start the conversations. It's really up to you to finish it. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's topic. I'm done for the week. That's the first week of 2025. I'll be back next week with an entirely different slew of hot topics. Let's keep it cooking.
Life is a movie. Oh, you're the best part. Oh, you're the best part.
It's the sunrise and those brown eyes, yes. You're the one that I